Welcome back to another Tera Plays Tera video. So in today's video, I want to go over all the October updates that we just received within the last 48 hours. Since the update, I have played the game a bit. Currently, the patch notes from what I have last checked have not been translated from the company, but friends and I have been looking into them. I have Google translated the best that I can, and I've just been given info that I want to share with y'all today about what we have gained in Tera console. So let's get into it. The first thing I want to talk about is the new gear. As you can see, I currently already have a Kaia's Fury Twin Sword. Basically, Tera console has finally allowed us to upgrade our Fraxum gear into Kaia's. Now, I can't say for 100% certain if you can go from Heroic Oath into Kaia's, if Kaia's Twin Sword would just be it, and then the Fury is the upgraded version, but I'm gonna be honest, with all the dungeons dropping the Fraxum retools, I don't think that's something anyone should even be worried about anymore. So, run your AAHMs if you're like, oh, I want Kaia's, but I can't, like, just do it. Fraxum your gear. It's very easy now. But I want to go over the Kaia stuff because, as you can see, I do have +1. I was very fortunate in day 1 that I got the upgrade and a extra enchant. And I do want to give a little note. When you are increasing your Fraxum to Kaia's gear, this is like converting from any other gear. As you can see, I used to have a tier 5 energetic. I do not have that anymore. I do have my dyads now, but I spent probably 2 hours fixing all of my DPS and tank dyads. And I did get them fixed, but you will have to replace your etchings, you'll have to replace your dyads. Everything like upgrading from Stormcry to Heroic Oath to Fraxum. That it's just like that. So if you haven't prepped that stuff, consider prepping it. Now let's also go over what it takes to enchant and upgrade Kaia's. You're gonna have to get Kaia's Essence, Kaia's Protection, Enhancement Energy, and then it'll be Golden Plates, Diamonds, and Gold. Now this is a bit higher than what the upgrade is, but it's relatively close. I believe it was 30, 30, and 40 to do the upgrade. In a bit, I'll cover where you can get these resources, but this is just what everything needs for Kaia's. As you can see, I can go over to upgrade my boots, and it's Kaia Essence, Protection, Enhancement Energy. Sorry, I apologize. The corgi got excited. But, so that's all, that's the resources and stuff you need. That's for any of these things. And as you can even see, when you get 2 pieces of Kaia's gear, you gain 4 resilience. If you're asking what's resilience, well, it's just endurance. They, I believe, took it from PC. PC had resilience instead of endurance. So it's just extra endurance. When you get 3 pieces of Kaia gear, you get 4% attack speed. And the patch notes say this, but the game doesn't. When you get all 4 pieces of Kaia's gear, you get an additional 2% cooldown. So it's really important to grind out that Kaia's gear for that extra cooldown. Super nice. The other things I want to go over is basically, do be cautious when you upgrade to Kaia's. Some classes are losing a lot of stuff that they used to have. As a warrior, it didn't bother me. I was hesitant, but I checked the attack modifier, the item level, all is fine for my class. Valkyries, I had a friend who showed me the picture. You lose item level. It's probably a glitch, I'm not exactly sure, but they also lose attack modifier on the weapon. So Valks, you might want to hold off. Other classes, I think, are pretty okay with it. Brawlers, Lancers, Priests, and Mystics may also want to hold off. My friend who's a priest did upgrade her weapon to Kaia's, and you lose your honor buff. Even DPS, we lose that honor buff. Like, I do not have that extra power. As you can see, if I hit +3, I only get increased damage by 1%, not 2% like Fraxum was. Healers, they lose, the extra cooldown, they lose their honor buff. Lancers lose the A-Rush buff. Brawlers will lose the extra endurance debuff on Jackhammer. Mystics will lose the totem buff, so you might want to consider holding off on your weapon if you are a support. Crafton and Bluehole have not announced if there is going to be a fix to that, if they're going to implement a way that we can honor our Kaia's gear to get these buffs back, or if it's just gone from the game. It could just be gone. If so, do at your own risk. But overall, that is the new changes, is that we can now get up to +9 Kaia's gear. So, the next big update, or the next change that we got, was obviously a dungeon rotation. As you can see, Corrupted Skyness Hard Mode is the highest item level that we currently have in the game that is known. The reason I say that is because with all the Kaia's gear going up to +9, our item level is higher than what's known before. But if we take a look at the leaderboards, CS Hard Mode's still there, nothing harder. So it's a good chance that Corrupted Skyness is currently the hardest we have. I do hope that with this Kaia's gear that Bahar will be back maybe in December, if we're lucky, with some other fun dungeons that we loved. And hopefully they revamp them so they're not just a slaughter, where we slaughter the boss. Within that though, I think it's pretty high hopes that with Kaia's gear being given all the way up to +9 from what it looks like, is a good chance that we'll start seeing some pretty challenging content. I hope they do that. As you can see, Rampaging Arcanine is now gone. We now have Grotto of Lost Souls hard mode back in the game. CS normal mode is still here. They brought back Ruinous Manor normal. A change to that is it is a 453 now. So, it might have been 453 before, but it drops the etchings from before. It drops Heroic Oath boxes and Abyssal. So, or the new jewelry etchings that we got a little while back. We also have Grotto Lost Souls. As you can see, it's just Heroic Oath and Abyssal. Then we have Forbidden Arena Hagafuna. Rampage, or not Rampaging, but normal Arcanine, Red Refuge, Ravenous Gorge. AAHM still in the game. Skycruiser Hard's in the game. And then we have both the Dark Reach Citadels. These are the current active dungeons that we currently have. If you are at Fraxum +9 and you're looking for your Kaia's material, what you're going to be looking to want to clear is Corrupted Skyness Hard Mode. As you can see, it drops all of that. Grotto Lost Souls Hard Mode drops all of the Kaia's gear as well. CS Normal Mode drops it. And AAHM all drops the new resources. So, best of luck grinding all that stuff out. I believe a friend did the math, and I did run enough, but the math, I didn't pay attention. I apologize. I believe 4 AAHMs allows you 1 upgrade chance on your weapon, and I believe 1 clear or 3 clears of Skyness Hard Mode also allows you a chance. Skyness Hard Mode's great. It drops a ton of the new resources, so putting groups together for that is fantastic. Grotto is also not too bad, hard mode. And CS normal mode is probably on par with AAHM. So, another thing I do want to note is Grotto went from a 457 to a 460 dungeon. So, they did bump the item level up. I ran it a little back when it was first out. I haven't ran it, as you even could see. I only had 23 clears currently. So I don't have the best knowledge of Grotto hard mode, but it doesn't feel like it's any harder. So if you ran this back in the day and you're like, oh my god, it's 460, like, don't freak out. It's really not any more challenging than what it was before. If you're comfortable with the dungeon, then you're gonna be fine. Everything feels the same. If anything, we hit harder, so it dies quicker. If you're new, it's a really fun dungeon. I might make a guide for it soon. So, those are the dungeon changes and the material changes. There wasn't anything really else with this patch. Everything else is pretty much still the same. Etchings have been officially fixed, and if you haven't reapplied your tier 5 energetic on your glove, I highly suggest do not apply it until you upgrade to Kaia's, because you will lose it. And from what I've heard is that the new ones currently give you all of the attack speed. So I'm glad they finally fixed that. I believe that was fixed in a previous patch. It just was not worded that we had to reapply and earn another tier 5. They never actually fixed anyone who had a tier 5. So, like I said, get your gear to Kaia's and reform out. If you're wondering where did the etchings go, by the way, they went from rampaging to grotto hard mode. I did not clarify that, but yeah, that's pretty self-explanatory in my opinion. So there you go. That's all that there is in this patch. It's a lot of stuff to grind. I'm kind of happy with it. It's kind of nice. We will see what's to come. I'm hoping December is going to offer even more. Maybe some jewelry upgrades. There's a good chance that we will start seeing harder dungeons in December, because I believe they did say in the maintenance notes that they wanted to do class and dungeon revamping. Now, the dungeon revamping might just been dungeon turnover, which they kind of did. As you can see, Rampaging Arcanine is gone. Grotto Lost Souls is back. AA normal mode is gone. Ruinous Manor is back. Hopefully, Ruinous Manor hard mode will come back at a higher item level, at a harder, much harder difficulty. But, you know, I hope Bahar, the same thing for Bahar, that it comes back at a really, really hard difficulty. And we'll see. Again, I don't know if they were just doing a turnover, or hopefully they'll consider doing a dungeon revamp, because already hitting with Kaia's weapon, it hits pretty hard. It does a lot of damage. And if we go all the way up to a whole nother tier 9 with our current dungeons, yeah, it's gonna be kind of nutty. I'm a little excited for it. But that's it for now. Like I said, hopefully in December we get at least a class balance and a dungeon balance, but we'll have to see what Crafton offers for us. That's about it. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope I was able to answer anyone's questions about stuff and bring you all information. If I missed anything, go ahead and feel free to put it in the comments. I believe I was able to translate most of the patch notes and get everything before Crafton did. You know, I had some friends help me. So, awesome shout out and thank you to all of them for doing research with me. That's about it. Alright, hope to see y'all in Arborea, gamers.